Welcome in, everybody. Hopefully everybody's had a good week, ready for the weekend. As we are one half of the way through Prospect League tonight, and yes, you are so sorry. You all are stuck with just me tonight. You're all stuck with just me. Although you get to look at marbles for the entirety of the stream. I guess pass has been replaced by marbles. Although for our longtime PBers, you probably are happy about that. Get to enjoy some marbles Sunday, by the way, which we'll talk about. We'll have plenty of time to talk about that later on in the stream. But first to last, I say this all the time. So even though if you're the South, you're 6 games back, we have seen many a time where last place in the division at this point, or well, last place in Prospect League, there's only 4 teams. But last place, usually, I believe last 3 seasons, whoever was last in last in Prospect League up at the halfway point was not last. So there's still things to happen, especially considering we have 7 new players to welcome in, and since we have a lot to welcome in, we'll welcome in everybody as we move along tonight, where we have 5 stream games tonight. Everybody will get to see themselves at least twice. 2 teams get to see themselves 3 times. Usually, we try to avoid odd numbers, but um, it, tonight we're gonna have 5 games to watch. So a little bit of an odd number ish, but with that being said, I also got the prediction good and ready to go. South versus North is our first stream game tonight. Who wins? I started it very easy. Who wins? And I know we have some new faces as well. So let me throw this out there. If you are new, this is your first time watching, please fill out that Twitch. Please fill out that Google form for me. The reason why you're going to want to fill out that Google form, for every 10,000 Twitch points, there's a point reward where you can redeem it, and you get 1,000,000 PBE dollars for your player. That Google form basically links your Twitch handle to your forum handle, since usually those aren't usually the same. So please make sure you fill out that Google form, so that way, if you ever redeem that Twitch reward, you will get your money. You get your 1,000,000 PBE bucks in your bank account. Also, I kind of mentioned marbles earlier. Let's just say the person, me, the person who pays out marbles uses that Twitch form too to know who is who. So please fill out that Twitch form. Or I keep saying Twitch form. I mean, it's exclamation mark Twitch form. It's probably why I keep saying that. But um, please fill out the Google form if you're new. And also, if you're new, welcome. Don't worry, we will give you your 30 seconds of fame between now and the end of the stream. Okay, now I think I got the housekeeping out of the way. Let's go ahead. Oh, and actually, not quite, not quite. We are starting on the 4th today, and we're going to the 14th. So we only have 2 off days kind of in between. We do have some quick sim days to start out beginning of the stream. Now we can go forward. Always got to save, 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 save. All right. So we have 1 day of quick sim, and then we have an off day, and then that'll take us to our first stream game. All right, South versus the North. Um, North will take the win 4-2. All 4 runs being scored bottom third. On the South, Johnson 3 for 4 with 2 runs scored. I did not make the players today. I hope your render is also Gumby. I hope so. Crossing my fingers. 1 for 3 with an RBI and a walk. Hurryquake also getting a hit and a walk. Cena the fourth getting a walk as well. On the North, Nick the third 1 for 5 with a run scored. Chris Gaines 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs and a run, as well as a walk. McGraw 1 for 4 with an RBI, and Munson 1 for 3 with a run scored. No, well, it's not too late. It's not too late to pick a render. And if the term render, if you're watching and you're new and you're like, what the heck is this guy talking about? feel free to ask. That is another reason why we love doing Prospect League, especially doing streams like this, because this gives, if you are new, it gives you opportunities to ask questions. I know we also have some longtime PBers in chat, so if I don't get to your question, I am pretty positive somebody in chat will be able to answer your question too. So, and we will have at least 3 opportunities for Ask the Booth today. So just throwing that out there. So you ask the boothers, start preparing your questions. Start preparing your questions. Wes getting the win 5-4. For the East, Farnsworth 2 for 5 with a run. Quinn Jr. 2 walks and a run. Duckley Jr. 2 for 4 with an RBI, and Werewolf 2 for 3, 2 RBIs and a run scored, as well as their third home run of Prospect League. For the West, Traveler 1 for 3 with a walk and a run. Slate Gray 2 for 4, 5 RBIs, 2 runs scored. So they had 2 home runs, and one was a 3-run blast, and the other was a 2-run blast. For the pitching, Gamble with the win, Corrigan with the loss, O'Reilly the save, Slate Gray is your player of the game, and I just realized I probably didn't talk about pitching on that last one. Let me go back. I think I accidentally left out the bottom part. Barry Balls with the win for the North versus South. Tim Infinity takes a loss, Skinstar McKinley the save. Barry Balls is your player of the game for South versus North. I think that's the first time I ever forgot the bottom half there. Can never save too many times. Got the off day, and that brings us to our first game of the night, South and the North, where we do, like I mentioned, we got new people, and thank you. Black Ops Sniper. Thank you for making another picture. So I have options. Me, the host, has options for what we get to watch. So thank you, and also welcome to the league. Fastball, sinker, slider, sidearm tops out 93 to 95. Is your starting pitcher for the North tonight. We also have more new people, so that's not it. We'll start left to right. Is that supposed to sound like Stellar? I'm going to assume. Hopefully that person will be in chat. Let me know. Let me know how your username is pronounced. But Sydney Johnson, bats left, throws right for the South, starting out in left field. This looks like an OBP build, if I had to guess, just because the eye. Yeah, pretty balanced build as well. Has some gap power too. So welcome to the league, Stixler 1. So I'll give you a so Tink, I'll give you a spoiler alert. You won't be seeing yourself tonight pitching. And that is because we have a new pitcher tonight. So you had the very rare pleasure of getting to see yourself pitch for the whole first half. Usually that doesn't happen. So, somebody else gets to have their flowers today. Not to be, negative or anything like that, but we want to try to make it equal. We want to try to give everybody a chance to see themselves. So, but I could tell you, our next Prospect League stream on Monday, we're gonna definitely make sure we get both of y'all in. So, but just want to throw that out there. We try to be equal. I don't know why I clicked Cena the Fourth. Cena the Fourth's not new. Probably because he had no asterisk. That's probably why my mind went that way. Do we have any relief pitchers? I forgot to actually look. So, relief pitchers is always my blind spot, especially since I didn't make the players today, so I don't remember who all was. Okay, yeah, so I think I did get everybody. We have 2 more teams of new players that will welcome in, and that'll be the West versus the East, and that will actually be the game on the following day. That'll be our stream game after this one. Wind blowing left to right at 13. I'm sorry. I was about to say, I was like, I feel like I'm missing somebody. Um, and whoever made your player forgot to put your forum name, but Sydney Creature as of Twitch. Welcome. I'm so sorry. You know what? There's no asterisk. I don't know how I missed that. It's been a long day for me. No, nothing personal. Nothing personal. Um, but to answer your question as well, while we're looking, um, Sydney Creature on both. Okay, perfect. You make life easy. Welcome to PBE. I'm so sorry that I just had a mental lapse there. Switch hitting has nothing to do with this. How these are shown, it's relative to everybody else. As far as it's relative to everybody else's ratings and whatnot. So the scale of 1 to 100 in this case would be one would be like whoever the lowest rated player is in all of Prospect League and vice versa for 100. So it's on that kind of a rating scale. Um, and just in case you ask, I will tell you the reason why these two are not aligned is because you can actually gain more once you get more experience in your secondary positions. So that's why these are a little bit different. I hope that answers your question. Um, are you primarily third base? I'm assuming you're primarily third base. I did not make it all the players. I didn't make the players today, so usually I memorize. So one thing I will tell you, this is this is based on a lot of different things. So this isn't 1 to 1 based on what you put in earlier. So I'll give you a perfect example. In fact, I don't see it on here. Let me go back. Let me go back because I have a feeling. How tall is your player? Because here's one thing a lot of people don't know. OOTP gives your player a little boost at first base if you're taller than 6'4", or if you're 6'4" or taller. You're 5'11". Let me go look back here real quick. Yeah, because it likes you at first base because you're not really good at everything else. No. That's why we do this. That's why we do Prospect League. That's why we do it. So answer questions. Although, why does this say 65 now? I didn't change anything accidentally while I was scrolling, did I? You're usually going to see for people who have first base as a secondary, you're usually going to see first base be better if the other ratings are not high enough to be good at third base yet, which again, just for full disclosure, everybody here has 100 TPE, so nobody's defense is going to look great unless they have a magician build, which is a defense oriented build. Everybody else's defensive numbers are not going to look pretty, which is also why we have a lot of errors in Prospect League. Um, but everybody looks bad in the beginning. Once you get in the routine, start earning those TPE and being able to apply it, trust me, it's going to look better. However, another way to also think about it too is everybody else that you're playing against also has that much TPE, so they're also not really looking too good either. Third base, more values arm. Arm is very important at third base, making that throw all the way from third to first. Double play doesn't usually matter much. Range matters in pretty much everything, except for kind of first base is probably one of the few it doesn't matter too much. But range is always going to matter. Um, but yeah, give you one last chance on the prediction. Give you one last chance on the prediction. In fact, let's go back to our side by side. One last chance, South versus North. Who wins? Who wins? Oh, somebody tied it up. Somebody tied it up. You know what? Let me go close it now that it's a perfect 50-50. I think that's a good time to go ahead and close it. Partly cloudy, wind blowing in from center as we go to City Field. South versus the north. It'll be Winton at the plate facing Doc Holliday. And it's going to be a leadoff walk. So runner aboard. Napoleon Solo will swing and miss for out number 1. Launch angle will hit that deep into the gap, but caught on the run. 2 outs. As Johnson is caught looking, strike 3. So leadoff walk results in nothing. Go to the bottom of the first. It'll be Nick the third leading off for the north. Ground ball to the shortstop. Over to first in time. 1 out. Burglary Judge will get a base hit to right field. So runner aboard, 1 out for Gaines. Check swing, went around, strike 3, 2 outs. And Griffin caught looking, strike 3. Both pitchers getting strikeouts early in that first inning. We go to the second. Gumby Phillips will hit a fly ball center field, out number 1. Tejada, slow roller to third, out number 2. Hurryquake, swing and a miss, strike 3, and that will retire the side in order. To the home half, it'll be Lindsay leading off. Ground ball to second base, out number 1. Gator McGraw, fly ball center field, and I did forget a player on the other side because I thought we had 2 players named Gator. I might be wrong. We'll give them their flowers at the end of the game. Trav McCovey will ground out, and the side is retired. We go to the third. Brendan Ryan will lead off with is that a base hit? Well, I guess it won't matter because he got thrown out at second base trying to be greedy. Baseball justice there, I suppose, as Cena the fourth strikes out, 2 outs. Because I was about to say, that did not look fair. Now, that is a fair ball down the right field line. Winton with a 2-out double. As that is a fly ball deep, and it's misplayed in center field over the center fielder's head. That's going to score a run. South on the board first. Napoleon Solo RBI double. As launch angle swings and misses for out number 3. But the South on the board first. 1-0. Go to the bottom half. Lucas Carter draws the leadoff walk. Munson bunts it back. Bunt will work, moves the runner to second as Nick the third grounds to third, leaves the runner at second base, and Judge will hit a lazy pop-up center field, and that is caught. Runner left stranded in scoring position, 1-0 South still. We go to the top of the fourth. Johnson, sky-high fly ball to center field, and that is caught, out number 1. Gumby Phillips will line out to the second baseman, 2 outs. And Tejada hits that deep to center field, and that's going to 1 bounce off the wall for a 2-out double. Now Hurryquake will hit that into the gap. So back-to-back doubles. That's an RBI double. Doubles the lead to 2-2. Now Brendan Ryan will draw the walk. First and second, 2 outs for Rob Cena, the fourth. And that is going to be caught on a pop-up. South add on another run. They lead 2-0. Bottom of the fourth, Chris Gaines will hit a fly ball left field, out number 1. Griffin, slow roller to the shortstop, out number 2. Lindsay will hit that down the right field line, and a diving grab in right field by Solo saves the hit. We go to the fifth. Still a 2-0 game, top of the order. Winton will ground out to second base, 1 out. Solo, fly ball center field, out number 2. Launch angle also hits a fly ball center field, and that will retire the side in order halfway through. Kind of a pitcher's duel up to this point, as Gator McGraw will lead off the bottom of the inning with a walk. McCovey's going to get a base hit to center field. First and second, no outs for Lucas Carter. And that's hit to deep left, but it's going to be caught for out number 1. Munson is going to hit that for extra bases. One bounce off the wall. This could tie the game. Second runner coming around will score. Ties it up 2 apiece. Go to the top of the order. Nick the third will draw the walk. So first and second with 1 out again, this time for Burglary Judge, who's going to hit that to right field. Playable and caught. 2 outs. Gaines will swing and miss for strike 3. North leave 2 stranded, but do get 2 runs in. This game is tied at 2 going to the 6th. Johnson will swing and miss for strike 3 to lead off the 6th inning. Phillips will hit a slow roller to the second baseman. 2 outs. Tejada will bloop that, and okay, I suppose that's fair. I suppose. Chaos mod, as Hurryquake will ground out to second base to retire the side in the top of the 6th. We go to the home half, middle of the order due up for the Skaters. Griffin, strike 3, 1 out. Now Patrick Lindsay. Fly ball center field, and that is caught. 2 outs. Gator McGraw, deep fly ball center field, and it's over the center fielder's head. It's going to be a double. So runner at second, 2 outs for McCovey. Slow roller to the shortstop, but they'll get it there in time. Leaves the runner stranded, keeps the game tied at 2, going to the 7th. Brendan Ryan, that's hit pretty well to deep right and caught at the track. Cena the fourth will ground out to third for the second out. Top of the order, Winton, and that's a fly ball to left. 1-2-3 inning takes us to the stretch. Still a tie ball game as Lucas Carter will lead off for the North with a strikeout. 1 out. Now Michael Munson hits that to deep left center, but playable. And caught in front of the track for the second out. Top of the order, Nick the third, grounded to third, and that is a 1-2-3 inning. Off to the 8th, 2-3-4 due up for the South. Napoleon Solo. Fly ball deep center, but playable and caught. 1 out. Launch angle. Deep fly ball left field, but that will also be caught in front of the track. As Johnson, another deep fly ball. This one does have enough dinger time for Sidney Johnson. Their first home run of Prospect League, and it gives the South a 3-2 lead with 2 outs in the top of the 8th. As Phillips will be called, strike 3. That will end the top of the 8th, but the South retake the lead. We go to the bottom half. 2-3-4 as well due up for the North. As Burglary Judge will hit a fly ball left center, caught. 1 out. Gaines will bloop that into left field for a base hit. Runner at first, 1 out for Griffin. And that's going to be a base hit down the left field line. First and second, 1 out for Lindsay. And that's popped up in the infield. Infield fly rule in effect, 2 outs. As McGraw will hit a fly ball left field line, caught as well. So North couldn't get anything going there. They leave 2 runners stranded. Go to the top of the 9th. Tejada leads off with a strikeout. South looking for some insurance. And that's outside ball 4. Hurryquake drawing the walk. That gets away. Runner goes to scoring position with 1 out. And a ground ball to first. Out number 2. Runner goes to third. As Cena the fourth will ground that to the second baseman. Run will not score. Walk-off territory for the North. 1 to tie. 2 to win. It'll be the bottom of the order. Trav McCovey to lead off. That's popped up in the infield and caught. Out number 1. Carter hits that pretty well to center field, but it's going to be playable and caught down to their final out. Michael Munson. And that's hit pretty well to left, but that is also going to be caught in front of the track. And this game is over. South getting the win 3-2. Exos will be your winner in relief. Kanye West takes the loss. Duke Smith gets their 4th save. Your player of the game, Logan James. Go ahead and save that. I don't know if I have any mods. I have not seen a mod tonight, so I'm going to assume I'm flying solo, which is totally fine. Just like the good old days, the good old days of Prospect League where I'm a one-man band. Let's go pay that out. South got the win, and then let me quickly get another one up because we are the next stream day, and the next day is another stream game. And you know what? Just so we can make this easy. Okay, it's going to be West versus East. And just for time purposes, we'll do over-under runs in the ninth. Over-under runs in the ninth. We'll do over-under 0.5. So in other words, will we have a run scored in the ninth inning? You can kind of you can basically look at it that way. So let me get that out there. Set that for like 15 minutes. Boom. Over under 0.5 runs in the ninth. And then while y'all are working on that, let's go ahead and look at our other game on this day. And it'll be the East winning 6-2. On the East, Farnsworth 2 for 5, 2 runs scored. Quinn Jr. 2 for 4 RBI and a run. Werewolf 1 for 4 with a run as well. On the West, Anderson 1 for 3 with a walk. Traveler 1 for 4. And looking at our pitching, Stover will take the win. Og the loss. Tucker the save. Anthony Stover is your player of the game. Go ahead, save, and let's go right on over to our next stream game, and that's going to be the West and the East. Oh, actually, hang on. I owe somebody an introduction because man, I need to pay attention more. Welcome to the league, Gator McGraw, batting left, starting center fielder for the North. I'm going to assume this is a power build. Because I see that home run power, or is this a speed build and they put it all in power? Because I see some speed on here too. Has some pop. Also has some can do some running. But they're starting out in center field. Can also play second base and right field. All right, now I'm caught up. Apologies again on that. We have more people though. Moose, Dingo Bongo. Welcome to the PB Moose Farnsworth. Are you related to Professor Farnsworth? That's my other question. Starting third baseman for the East, also can play left field and right field. Some good hitting, got some contact, decent home run power, decent eye as well. Fly ball hitter, also a pull hitter as well. But welcome, Dingo Bongo, to PBE. And I have a feeling there's more. Yep. Jimbo, congrats on the recreate. Isuro oh my gosh. Reading. Isuro Tanaka. You got me on a tongue twister. How dare you? Second base, left field, and right field. But is the starting second baseman for the West. Got is this a power build? This looks like a power build or a TTO. This is probably a power build if I had to guess, because not a lot of Babbitt in this particular build. I'm sure Jimbo will tell me later. But congrats on the recreate, Jimbo. Congrats on Chris Angel's career. Next we have a Grail Traveler. You know what? Hang on. I should probably usually we have usernames in the middle, but I don't want to. I should probably go see who's who. So let me go grab my cheat sheet. Hang on. Or not really a cheat sheet. Let me go to that part of the forum. Let me go to that part of the forum, and I will do that for everybody else who had kind of a blank there in the middle. GT probably welcome to the PBE. We have Grail Traveler, um, starting catcher for the West. Can also play a little first base and some left field. Contact built, um, probably the highest avoid K I've ever seen in Prospect League. Um, but hey, I mean, hey, if you're not striking out, that means you have a chance. You have a chance. So I dig it. I dig it. Ground ball hitter, spray hitter. Welcome to the league, GT probably, and I know there was one more. Somebody else had. I'll go back on the North and the West too, just to be fair. Just to be fair, I think it was it? Nope. No, yeah, I am caught up actually. Oh yeah, okay. So I wasn't wrong. There was two Gators. That's right. I was about to say. I was like, I'm pretty sure there's two of them. Do we have any relief pitchers? Because I always miss them. It's a blind spot. Doesn't look like it. And just because I'm a fair man, because I know there was a couple on here. Gator, the other Gator. Hang on. One moment, please. And they both their last names start with M. Just to be fun. Hard Luck Barber. Welcome to the PB. With are you related to Gator Moody by chance? Just curious. What are the odds? What are the odds? And now I think that was the only other one actually. Well, Gumby too, but we resolved that. They are in Twitch chat, and they had the same for both. All right, now I'm caught up. Now I'm full. We're fully caught up. Well, usually I'm not super duper duper far behind, but I guess today is just one of those days for me. But oh, I guess I forgot too. This is also Ask the Booth. Let's get that up there. I get to take a vocal break, and you all get to ask me questions, and it doesn't have to be personal questions unless you want them to be. I mean, nothing super personal, but also great time to ask if you're new and just not sure about certain things, or you want my opinion on how I go about certain things. Feel free. This is a great opportunity to do so. Let me go. Oh, actually, that prediction's for the ninth inning. I'll leave that running, and we will get this. We'll get this started. So feel free, ask whatever questions you like. Now, granted, I am a PBE GM, so no questions about drafts or anything like that. I can't answer those. No leaks. No leaks. I'm not here. I'm here so I don't get fined. Don't get me in trouble. So that's an interesting question. That would really depend on what build you're looking for. So, for example, if you're like a flamethrower build, then your velocity becomes pretty important because with velocity, you also get extra stuff bonus for velocity pitches. So your fastball, your cutter, and sinker. And I'm pretty sure I'm forgetting another one. Whereas if you're kind of almost, I don't want to say almost the opposite, because if you do control freak, which is another popular archetype, which is what my pitcher was my first player. Even though you still get a decent velo there, it's what's more important is things like movement, control, and more specifically your pitches. As Jose, Jose, you doing all right, buddy? Getting picked off at first base. um, and also what matters too is so in the minor leagues you can only apply up to 350 TP to your player. Anything you earn over that 350, you put it in your bank, you bank it. And then basically when you get called up, it's kind of a fun time because that means you probably have a lot of TP that you can just unbank and start applying to things. So is also that strategy as well that you have to consider. You have to be economical with your 350 in terms of within the minor leagues. Um, and that varies person to person. That's the one thing I like about how we have archetypes. There's many different paths to becoming quote unquote successful. Everybody has a different kind of perspective on it, which is nice. And so there's not one meta, basically, to use kind of an OOTP term. Thompson Jr. with a dinger, 4-run inning for the West. Early on, though. We also have that prediction over under zero point 0.5 runs in the ninth inning. Over under 0.5 runs in the ninth inning. And if it's not closed by the seventh, I'll probably close it at the seventh. Well, if you might have accidentally hit it. If you click on the bottom where your Twitch points are, if you click it there, it'll also have it there in a little like what's the word I'm looking for? Like a little snippet. If nobody wants to if nobody wants to ask the booth, I guess I will do a little ask the chat because we do have the community event going on right now as far as the March Madness brackets. How y'all doing? I might not defend my I might not defend I'm the defending champion of the PBE bracket pool. And I don't know. I mean my national champion's still in. I know some people pick KU and I'm just like, you sure about that? um but curious to know. I have not looked. I know I got some of my upsets wrong and there were some upsets I was going to call and I didn't and I got those wrong. So be curious to know if you're in that PB bracket pool. How you feeling about your bracket so far? Um, Also, I guess while I'm on the subject of community events, we will be having more marbles. We'll be having more marbles. I believe this is our second to last Sunday of the month. So second to last stream before we close out the monthly leaderboards like we always do. Every Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern time, going all the way up to 4 p.m. Eastern. So 3 full hours of marbles and a chance for you to get some of those PBE monies. And might I add, you do get it as a rookie task. You can claim it as one of your rookie tasks if you are new as well. So um, just to throw that out there too. Number 9, yes, number 9. In fact, I think that's one of the quote unquote bonus. Like I think it's under the bonus section if I remember correctly. I don't know if we have any mentors around to. Yes, okay, perfect. Okay, so I'm not misremembering things. With marbles, look at you getting that Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, because even though we don't have it on the PBE channel, I feel like I need to go poke Madge or something. We need an exclamation mark professional just for me, just for me. I wouldn't be doing exclamation mark professional. We have some great, 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 great streamers. You would only use it for me. I don't even know what it would say. I will say this though, for people who don't know, I think I'm one of only a few people that actually remember that that chat bot exists and why it goes to Person Man instead of Hummus. I defer. I defer comment. I know I put up the stinky chat bot, but I'm surprised nobody's brought up anything about food. Usually by now, somebody in chat brings up something about food. But since we are since nobody has brought up food, I'll just tell you what streams are coming up. Hopefully, you all will have a chance to watch tomorrow. Tomorrow is a fun day. World Series Saturday. World Series Saturday. You don't get one, you get two. You get two PBE streams tomorrow. In fact, actually, while I'm saying that out loud, do we have times for those? I forgot to look earlier. Minor League World Series is at why that's okay. Oh, come on, Google Sheets, get it together. There we go. 1 p.m. Eastern for the Minor League World Series tomorrow, and then 6 p.m. Eastern for the nightcap, the Major League World Series. So hopefully you all will tune. I will tell you this much: if you're the type of person you want to try to get some channel points to try to get the 1 million PBE cash, I highly recommend you tune into those streams tomorrow because usually points be flying in predictions during World Series and playoff streams. Just a pro tip. Just a pro tip. Um, Also, as I mentioned, our next Prospect League stream will be Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern. I think y'all look like you just stuck with me on Monday night as well. Um, and then Wednesday night we'll have we kind of call it like a playoff race, even though everybody's in the playoffs. We'll be watching games that have seeding implications. So if there's any games out there on Wednesday that will have implications on seedings or matchups, we'll be watching those. And 1 week from tonight, Rookie Showcase, aka the Prospect League playoffs. We will be crowning a champion in Prospect League 1 week from today. In fact, I'm just going to throw it out there now because it's the one stream that, well, not counting Sunday. Sunday's an exception. As hopefully, I don't know who won I forgot to close the bet, so hopefully it closed before we got to the ninth. 5-1 is your final. But 6 p.m. Eastern 1 week from today. And don't worry, I'll have a announcement in the rookie Discord in case you forget that. So don't worry if you forget. No biggie. No actually, let me go pat that prediction. No runs. No one scored in the ninth. So unders will get the win. Unders will get the win. Benny Rocker will take the win. Stuart Hooker the loss. Benny Rocker is your player of the game. Go ahead and save. And okay, we got next game. Let me go get actually, I don't think I saw any mods. So unless I see a mod pop up, I'm going to keep making the predictions. Well, let's do well, actually, no, I can't do that because I can't bet in it. I'm the one making it. Darn. I talked about errors earlier. Let's do over under 1.5 total errors in the game. Total errors. Get that out there. West versus North is our next stream game. We'll set that for 10 minutes. Over under 1.5 total errors. Over under 1.5 total errors in the game. All right. While that's going on, we have let's see, we have one quick sim day in between. Let's take care of this other box score, South and the North. And oh my, did they? I see a save, so it probably wasn't complete. So yeah, Dudney and Moffitt teaming up for a 4-hitter. On the South, Solo 3 for 5 with a run scored. Launch Angle 1 for 5 as well with a run. Sidney Johnson 2 for 4, walk, RBI, and a run. Gumby Phillips 1 for 3 with 2 walks and an RBI. Hurry Quake 2 for 5 with an RBI. Cena the fourth with a base hit. On the North, Nick third drawing a walk, Gaines getting a base hit, as well as McGraw. And then Munson drawing a walk in this one too. And then Dudney's your winning pitcher, Ritter the loss, Ryland Moffitt gets the save. AJ Dudney is your player of the game. And also, we're gonna not We are doing. I think I'm doing talking, or am I doing talking in this one? Did I look at the right one? Hang on. Let me just make sure because there was one game I had to sneak in. Okay, yeah, no. We are still doing Ask the Booth. You get back-to-back Ask the Booths actually. Let's go ahead and save. I forgot if I save. Let's go save. All right. Then we'll go advance the day. So the 8th is a quick sim day. South and the East. South getting the win 6-4. For the South, Solo 3 for 5, 2 RBIs and a run. Launch angle 2 for 5 as well with a run. Johnson 2 for 4, 2 RBIs and a run scored. They had their second home run, in fact, 2-run home run. Phillips 1 for 4 with a solo home run and a walk. Their first home run of Prospect League. And then Cena the fourth 1 for 4 with a run scored. On the East, Farnsworth 1 for 4, a walk, RBI, and a run. And then Quinn Jr. and Duckley Jr. both going 1 for 4. And then Werewolf 1 for 4 with their fourth home run of Prospect League, a solo home run. Blonde 3 for 5 with the win. Peregrino the loss. Duke Smith gets their fifth save. Napoleon Solo is your player of the game. West and the North. And it's going to be the West winning 5-2. For the West, Anderson 1 for 5. Tanaka, walk and a run scored. Slate Gray going 1 for 4. On the North, Chris Gaines 1 for 4 with a walk. McGraw 1 for 4 with a run scored. And then for pitching, Beware Strikes with the win. Rusum off the loss. Jose O'Reilly get the save. Your player of the game. Hey now. Jose, player of the game. Wildcat. Man, Wildcat, have you really been involved with PB for 21 months now? Because you joined right around when I joined. You joined a few months after I joined. I can't believe it's been that long, my friend. Well, thank you so much for the resub. Man, time flies when you're having fun. Takes us to our next stream game, which is West versus North. I can't believe I already forgot it. West versus North. Over under 1.5 total errors. I will give y'all about a 30 seconds. 30 seconds to get if you want to get in some points. Get them in and we'll get the start. Also ask the booth, so feel free. Keep asking your questions. Anything on your mind, anything that you may need to know more about, or even last time we had Ask the Booth, somebody was asking about music. So feel free to ask wherever you like. This is definitely one. Prospect leagues are more casual. This is like PBE casual. Chance for everybody to interact. But 30 seconds on that prediction before I close it. Ooh. I I don't believe so. And the only reason why I'm hesitant is I don't remember if it's an active player if they pay to. Well, actually, I don't think you can. I don't believe so because once you use the TPE, I don't believe you could just go in and bank it again because you would have to bank it again. So I believe not. I don't think there's any loopholes in the rules to get around that. Also, if the players had 5 years in the minor leagues already, definitely cannot. Because you can only spend as much as 5 seasons in the minor leagues. So that would be another reason why that'd be another thing to kind of stop it depending on the situation. Oh gosh, I'll have to go. Okay, so I'll have to go find the article. There are some people who come up with some crazy more so for the memes. More so for the memes as we'll go ahead and close that prediction. Let me see if I can go find that article though. I might last time somebody asked me for that article, I couldn't find it. It was somebody wrote it a media in on the forum with crazy contract clauses. Try see if I can find it. Correct. So if you do see somebody with total TP over 350 and they're in the minor leagues, then everything else would be banked. Also, don't mind me. I'm trying to look at the forums on my phone, see if I can go find that article. So if I'm a little quiet, it's because I'm multitasking. Here we go. Hey, wow. I actually found it quicker this time. Oh yeah, that's right. I was on this list because I had a clause on my contract with my first player. So this was written by Hannah. If for those who don't know Hannah, Hannah was one of the previous GMs with at NOLA. Hannah is our awards guru, which it is that time of the year where we have to do our voting on awards. So this is I don't want to take credit. I'm not here to take credit. So this is all Hannah. But and this was I should note when this was made. Did she write what season this was? Because this was about there's 7 seasons in a calendar year. Or sorry, 8 seasons in a calendar year because it's 7 week cycles. Um, this was probably like 10 seasons ago. So a lot of these players are retired, but there were some good ones in this. There was Evil Dictator, who is retired, but Evil Dictator is tamperable only by Jose 43 Senior during Providence versus Voyager games. And I don't know if that means if Providence in New York, if like it's on stream, like for whatever the. Oh, do we have a pickle? Did they win the pickle or did they lose the pickle? We've had people actually win in a pickle on Prospect League. We have that clip floating somewhere. Oh man, he couldn't escape it. Couldn't escape the pickle. Also, Cross Erickson will be the sole center fielder in the regular season for the duration of the contract. I don't know if I've ever seen that before in a contract. Like specifically have to be that position. Um, Now I remember this one because I had the same question. I had the same question. So Ned had a player called Marcelo Reyes who was I believe this was a draft contract or like the renewal, like after the initial. As long as Ned is under contract for Indianapolis, will receive tickets to the Indy 500 yearly. And one thing that was pointed out in Hannah's description of this, it is not clear if Net the user gets these tickets or his player gets the tickets. I mean, either way, I would imagine. I mean, it's not real. Like we don't actually give tangible things like that, but that's a fun. That was a fun because for those who don't know, Indianapolis in PB's Apex, it is a play on IndyCar and open wheel racing, so that's why that connection's there. Oh, I remember this one. So this, in fact, oh gosh, this is where I try to remember which. Hang on. Oh, Jody Quinn Jr. Jody Quinn Jr. So Nameless Nate. This is one of his old players. This is Parker Ness. He had originally had a clause: Nate is tamperable, but only by users whose username ends in the letter R. So if your username doesn't end with the letter R, you couldn't tamper. And I'm actually, did she there were 30 at the time the article was written. That means there would have been 37 at the time the article was written. 37 users had a username with the last letter being R. We had another player, Jordan Beauchamp Reyes. This was a contract with Nashville. Nashville will have 4 Pride Nights a season, and Jordan will get a shrine in the locker room dedicated to pieces of hot chicken shaped like Princess Diana. I think I'll just let that one speak for itself. I think I'll just let that one speak for itself. There is one clause on this list that I don't see, and now I'm kind of wondering where it was. I've heard of it. I just don't remember specifically what it was. But there's 2 more left. There's Evanescence, who is still an active player. This is Redria's player, one of the GMs in DVS. If Evanescence wins 4 gold gloves in the minors, DVS's locker room must add an emote for her. I will tell you, spoiler alert, Evanescence did, in fact, win. In fact, I think she won every single one. Evanescence stayed down all 5 years. I'm fairly certain she won all 5. So Evanescence had, I'm pretty sure, somebody, one of the longtime users maybe will correct me if I'm wrong on that. And last, and certainly not least, there was Matt Dubson for Lunar Base. And I can't even believe this is the cause. Lunar Base, and for those who don't know, Lunar Base is on the moon. Lunar Base is on the moon. Lunar Base will not pay for travel expenses between Earth and the moon. And I think Hannah summed the article up perfectly, because the line after that is, well, that's just rude. Do you get airline miles when you fly from Earth to the moon? That's my other question. Do you get airline miles? If so, how many? Because you're gonna kind of need them if you have to pay for your own travel. I still can't believe I can't find. I thought the clause that there's one clause that I heard about had to do with Sundays. It had to do with the day Sunday, and I can't remember for the life of me where it was, because I definitely don't remember all of it. But it had one part of it had to do with Sundays, and I think it was like a tampering like clause, like it had to be on a certain Sunday after something else happens or something. It was very convoluted. It's very long and convoluted. You would like chowder. See, MJ, here's the thing. I don't know. I mean, no leaks. Draft is, draft is not official. Nothing, can't share anything about that. But I'll tell you this: when I became GM in Seattle, my co-GM promised me a Starbucks Platinum card. I have not received it yet, so I'm gonna just put that out there. It's probably because I didn't want Skyline chili. And yes, that's a Cincinnati thing, because my co-GM is an Ohioan, so he will not leave me alone about Skyline chili. It is still Ask the Booth, by the way, and oh man, will we see another error? There is one error in this game. The over/under was 1.5. Will we see another error, or will the unders get it? Also, we're probably going to zoom in on this game because this game is looking pretty close. We'll see if the West has a chance at the top of the ninth. I mean, you technically could do that. You technically could. No trade clause to a to all teams but one. Thank you. I know I for Thursday is the Major League draft. Thursday at that's right. That's on a different one. Hang on. One moment. That's on a different file. Because that's technically next season. As I will be a 5-4 final. Let me check this out real quick. Both Thursday the majors draft will be at 7 p.m. Eastern. Saturday, I don't know if 7 p.m. Eastern is the right time for the minor league draft. Because usually that's on earlier, but stay tuned as we get closer to. We'll let you all know specific times. But next week Thursday is Major League Draft. Next week Saturday, so not tomorrow, but the following Saturday, will be the minor league draft. Neither starting pitcher involved in the decision, and I believe this is the third time this season. For those who don't know, we have what's called the Prospect League Special. Blown save win. Kanye West getting the blown save win. Holman the loss. Skinstar McKinley the save. No comment. I'm not gonna help people out with that though. Listen, I mean, I got nothing wrong if I mean, there's always people in the draft that have what I like to call gamesmanship. I am not somebody who likes to encourage that, or I mean, it's your prerogative, but I'm not gonna sit here and give you tips on that per se. I'll stay neutral on that one. South and East, Eastgate to win 3-1. On the South, Johnson 2 for 4. Phillips drawing 2 walks. Rob Cena the fourth getting a base hit. On the East, Farnsworth 1 for 4. Quinn Jr. getting an RBI. Duckley going 3 for 3, and Werewolf 1 for 3. Corrigan will get the win. Infinity loss. Bartow O'Cologne will get the save. David Corrigan is your player of the game, and let me go close out that prediction. Unders barely get the prediction. We had one error. And we have, I believe, 2 games left on the docket today. 2 games left. Next, and the final two, or actually, is it both of them? Just to make sure I don't forget things. One of them is going. We have one more Ask the Booth. But our next stream game will be South versus the East, and actually, we're going. Wow, there's that off day. Hang on, let me go get a. We'll do a 9th inning prediction this time again, just so we can get right into it, so we don't have to wait. South versus. Actually, you know what? I got one. You know what? Because it doesn't happen that often. Will either team? You know what? Let's do this because we can also let this kind of sit. Well. Actually, never mind. I'll save that for another time. I'll save that for. I thought of another prediction we could probably do later. Let's do this. Over under. Do the same thing. Over under runs in the 9th. Or actually, you know what? I'll change it. We'll do runs in the 8th. We'll change the inning up. Over under 0.5 runs in the 8th inning. In the 8th inning. As I am always terrible at typing and talking at the same time. I'm always slower. We'll set that for 10 minutes. Over under 0.5 runs in the 8th inning is your prediction. All right. And I don't remember if I saved, so let's go save. Advance the day. Advance it one more time. All right. And West and the North. Or wait a minute. I wrote that back. You know what? Anthony, guess what, buddy? I guess I did slip one in for you. I guess I did. I ended up slipping one in for you. So there you go. I don't remember doing it, but hey, bonus. I gave you a pleasant surprise. My subconscious, me like 45 or me like an hour and 15 minutes ago was the best, I suppose. Um, I don't know. I must have, we'll just roll with it. Over under point 0.5 runs in the eighth inning. In the eighth inning, South versus East, and then we finish out the day with South versus West, which will be Ask the Booth. But South and the East, that prediction I'll try to, I said for 10 minutes. We should be done by this with the seventh by then, so we should be fine on time. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. We're going to Red Flash Park, where the roof is closed. A mysterious roof over Petco Park all of a sudden. Although it would say if the roof is closed, as Winton will ground out. I guess there's just no wind in San Diego tonight. As Solo will get a fly ball, center field, 2 outs. Launch angle, ground ball to third, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for the lineman. We go to the bottom half. Farnsworth leading off for the East. Swing and a miss, strike 3, 1 out. Now Lucas Jameson, base hit to right field, so runner aboard, 1 out. Check swing, throw to second, not in time, safe. And Marcus will be called, strike 3, 2 outs. And McQueen will take it in the back, so first and second, 2 outs for Sato. Ground ball to the first base side, and that will end the first inning. Both sides not getting a run will go to the second. Sidney Johnson leading off with a base hit up the middle. Leadoff runner on for the South will bring up Gumby Phillips, who will go around, strike 3 on the check swing. Tejada pops that up in the infield, 2 outs, brings up Hurryquake, who will ground that to the shortstop, and they get the force at second almost. A missed throw there, and we are scoreless through 1.5. As Ransom, fly ball to right field, out number 1. Jody Quinn Jr. will see strike 3, 2 outs. Now Press Duckley Jr. Fly ball right field, playable, and that will be caught. We've played 2, both sides, no runs, a hit, no errors. As Ryan will lead off the top of the third with a strikeout. Bottom of the order for Cena the fourth, who will see ball 4. So second base runner of the game for the South, as Winton is going to ground into a 4-6-3 double play. Another goose egg on the board on the top of the third. We'll go to the bottom of the third. Werewolf leading off, and he'll draw the leadoff walk. Top of the order for Farnsworth. Ground ball, there's 1. They're not going to turn 2 that time. Fielder's choice. And swing and a miss, strike 3 for Jameson. 2 outs, brings up Aiden Marcus. Fly ball to center field, and that is caught for out number 3. Leadoff walk results in nothing. No runs through 3 innings. We go to the 4th. Solo hits that down the line for a base hit. That's going to be extra bases. A leadoff double. Launch angle, grounder to the second baseman. Runner goes to third, 1 out. Johnson, that should be deep enough to bring in the run. Throw to the plate is not in time. South will strike first on the sac fly. 1-0. As Phillips will ground that to first, unassisted, to end the top of the 4th. As we go to the bottom of the 4th, McQueen drawing the leadoff walk. Sato, there's 1, not going to turn 2, so another fielder's choice. As Ransom, they tried the backdoor pickoff, safe at first, and Ransom will hit a fly ball left field, out number 2. Quinn Jr. grounded to first. Oh, fumble bumble. Fumble bumble at first base. As Duckley Jr. will swing and miss, leaving 2 runners stranded. We go to the top of the 5th. Tejada leading off with a strikeout. That'll bring up Hurry Quake. Fly ball to center field. And that'll be caught for the second out. And Ryan will ground out, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. Halfway through, South with the 1-0 lead. As it'll be Werewolf leading off the bottom half of the inning against Logan James. And that's going to be a base hit to lead off the inning. Farnsworth will fly that out to center field, 1 out. Runner going, throw to second, not in time. Tying run in scoring position for Jameson. Grounds it out to first. Runner goes to third with 2 outs. Check swing did not go around ball 4. Runners in the corners, 2 outs. Marcus drawing the walk. McQueen grounded to the shortstop. They'll get the force at second, and the run will not score. 1-0 South through 5. We go to the 6th. Scene of the 4th. We'll lead off with a base hit to center field. It's going to be a double, in fact. Hustle double. Top of the order to Win. Grounder to the first base side. Runner goes to third. Swing and a miss by Solo. Makes it 2 outs. Now launch angle. Base hit up the middle. South adds on another run. It's 2-0. Now that'll bring up Sidney Johnson. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll end the top of the 6th. South do get another run on the board. Lead up to 2. 5, 6, 7 due up for the East. Sato, strike 3 called. 1 out, nobody on for Ransom. And that's going to be caught in center field. Cena the 4th stealing a base hit, as Quinn Jr. will make a fly ball center field caught for out number 3. Played 6. 2-0 South. We go to the top of the 7th. Fly ball left field caught off the bat of Phillips. Tejada, that's over the right fielder's head. That's going to be a double. Hurry Quake, swing and a miss, strike 3. New pitcher Justin Tucker getting the strikeout. And then another strikeout, this time to Ryan as we get to the stretch. I guess nobody wanted to guess runs in the 8th today. Well, womp womp on my part. Get that prediction out of the way then. Duckley Jr. will ground out for the first out here in the bottom of the 7th. Werewolf will fly that out to left field, 2 outs. And Farnsworth will fly out to center field. 1-2-3 inning in the 7th. Still a 2-0 game. Go on to the 8th. Scene of the 4th. Fly ball center field. Caught for out number 1. Swing and a miss by Winton. Makes it 2 outs. And now we go to Solo. And that's going to fall in for a base hit. So 2-out base runner on for launch angle. Slow roller, third base side. Throw to first is just in time to end the top of the 8th. Still a 2-0 lead for the South. Go to the bottom of the 8th. Jameson pops that up in the infield. Caught for out number 1. Aiden Marcus swinging and a miss. Strike 3, 2 outs. Now Lightning McQueen. Ground ball to the shortstop, and that is out number 3. Through 8, 2-0 ball game. Basically a pitcher's duel in this one up to this point. As top of the 9th, Johnson will lead off with a base hit opposite field. And, fumble bumble. That is going to be scored. I'm going to assume that's going to be scored an error base hit. Base hit error, as they will intentionally walk Phillips for Tejada, who gets beamed. Bases loaded, no outs for Hurry Quake. And that's going to be a fly out in right center. Runner will be safe, 3-0. Runners in the corners now with 1 out. Ground ball to the shortstop. They get the double play. 6-4-3 on the double play. But the East have their backs against the wall. They need more runs than they have hits up to this point, as Sato will swing and miss for the first out. Now bring up Ransom. draws the walk. So runner at first, one out for Jody Quinn Jr. Oh, picked him off. Picked him off, Quinn Jr., and that's going to be stolen. Solo with their second web gem of the game, and that'll end it. A combined two-hitter for South pitching. James with the win, Exos the hold, Smith will get the save, Stover will take the hard luck loss. Your player of the game, Logan James. And I will also branch off on that question. We do have one more game of Ask the Booth. I will answer it then. So give me about wrong thing I'm clicking. Give me about 5 to 10 minutes, and I will address that question because it's actually a great question. It's a great question. So I will address it. Give me just one fact, actually, before I even more so forget. Let me get our last prediction up for the stream. It is going to be South versus West, and I'll close this prediction before we start the game. I was going to do this one earlier. Will either side record a save? Will either side record a save? That is your prediction for South versus West. Uh-oh, why is it saying? Oh, really? By one character, Twitch? Fine. Will either side have a save? Will either side have a save? Because I guess that's too long for Twitch. That's your prediction. Will either side have a save? South versus West is our last game of the night on stream. But first, we have some other box scores to work our way through. Starting off with the West versus North. And it's going to be a 4-3 win for the West. Tanaka 2 for 5 with a run scored. Slate Gray 1 for 4 RBI and a run. In fact, that base hit was a triple. Traveler 2 for 4, 2 RBIs and a run. They had their first home run of Prospect League, a solo dinger. Moody drawing 2 walks, and then on the North, Nick III 2 for 4, Gaines 1 for 4 with a run. McGraw 1 for 4, and then for our pitching, O'Reilly will get the win. Holiday will take the loss. Beware strikes the save, and despite being the losing pitcher, Doc Holliday is your player of the game. Grail Traveler, right? Hey, I remember. I kind of remembered. Do a quick file save. And we have 2 days of quick sim, and I want to say one of these days is actually the other off day. Or no, I already did both the off days. So we have 2 days of box scores. East and the North. East getting the win, 5-1. For the box score for our hitters for the East, Farnsworth 3 for 4. A walk, a double, 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored. Quinn Jr., Duckley, both 1 for 3 with a walk and a run, and Werewolf 1 for 4 with a run scored. On the North, Nick III 1 for 4 with a run scored. Chris Gaines 1 for 4. And then for our pitching, Stuart Hooker will take the win. Rusimov, the loss. Moose Farnsworth is your player of the game. Oops. See, I'm trigger happy. At least I'd rather click that button wrong than that button wrong, because that would suck. West will get the win over the South, 9-3. Everybody on the West getting a base hit of some sort. Anderson 1 for 5 RBI and a run. Tanaka 2 for 5, 2 RBIs, 2 runs. Slate Gray also going 1 for 5 with a run. Traveler 2 for 5 with a run. And then Moody 1 for 3 with a walk. On the South, Johnson 1 for 3 with a walk. Hurricane going 1 for 4 with a run. And Cena the fourth getting 2 RBIs going 0 for 1. Was it 2 sack flies? Yep, 2 sack flies in a game. You don't see that very often. Rocker will take the win. Dudney the loss. And Max Lovehammer getting the 9-out save. Your player of the game, Benny Rocker. One more day of quick simming, and then I'll take us to our last stream game of the night. Let's see, West and the South, and the South will get the win, 7-5. On the West, Anderson 1 for 4 with a run scored. Tanaka 1 for 5 with a run as well. Gray also going 1 for 4 with a run. Traveler 2 for 4 with an RBI and a run. On the South, Solo 2 for 4, 2 runs scored. Launch Angle 2 for 5 with 3 RBIs and a run scored. Johnson 4 for 5 RBI, 2 runs. Phillips 2 for 4 walking an RBI. Hurricane 2 for 4 with an RBI, and Cena the fourth 1 for 4. Blonde 3-4-5 will be your wing pitcher. Amos Rich, the loss. Duke Smith getting the save. Sidney Johnson, your player of the game. East and the North, and the East will get the win 4-1. For our hitting, Farnsworth 2 for 4, walk, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. And then Duckley Jr. 2 for 3, walk and a run. On the North, not much offense to speak of. Chris Gaines bringing in the only run of the game on a solo home run, also had a walk. Munson also drawing a walk as well. Peregrino with the win. Boykins the loss. Barto O'Colon will get a hold. Mikey Weiser the save. Pedro Peregrino is your player of the game. And that takes us to our last game. And man, I thought I had a good prediction. Y'all not feeling my predictions tonight? Am I putting up womp womps? Which will either side record a save? Will either side record a save? That is your prediction. I would put points in to spice things up, but I can't. I made the prediction, so I can't, unfortunately. But will either side record the save? Give you all a minute. Thank you. Thank you. At least somebody will compliment me on my predictions, even though I can't predict in my own predictions. Also, it is Ask the Booth. Once I get the game started, I have not forgotten. I've not forgotten the fantastic question that was asked earlier about how does Prospect League kind of like what's Prospects League place in PBE land, which I think is a great question. So trust me, I did not forget. I tend to forget, but this time I did not. Will either side record a save? Last chance. Oh, I know you'll keep me honest, but it should be my job not to forget because I am the host. I'd be a terrible host if I'm forgetting all y'all's awesome questions. Actually, Southworth, if you're around, I mean, did you put in this prediction? If so, I can close it because if you predicted in this, then I can take care of it. I didn't. I'm assuming you just showed up. Well, you have a payout to do because this is the last game of the stream. This is the last game of the stream, so that's the last prediction. But hey, you got a payout to do, and you're the bank lord. So even better, 2 for the price of 1. Yeah, kind of a fast-ish stream. I wanted to keep it under 2 hours because we're gonna have a ton of time having fun in Prospect League all next week. With that being said, let's get this game started, and let's start off with the wonderful question that we had. Prospect League, where does this all, like, what's its place in this PB universe? Let me give you context first, because I think context will help kind of explain things. I heard I heard the rumors. I mean, I wasn't going to say anything till you did, but I heard the rumors. Please don't submit it too late on Monday. Don't be giving me stuff to have to go rush and do on Monday. Capiche? Just kidding. Just kidding. Um, so for regular PB, and by regular PBE land, I mean the minor leagues and the major leagues. They're both in postseason. In fact, tomorrow we're crowning a minor league and major league world champion. So theoretically, like, or hypothetically rather, let's say Prospect League wasn't around, which, I mean, this is, I believe, our 15th or 16th season of Prospect League. So there's been a big chunk of PB history where Prospect League did not exist. Let's say Prospect League didn't exist and you created a player at any point in the last week and a half, 2 weeks. Or wait, week and a half? Hang on. When was opening day? What day was that? That was 1 week ago today. 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, let's say you created a player. Anytime in the last 2 weeks. Because the week begins that Monday. So if you create a player, there would have been nothing for you to do for about a month. You would not be able to see your player until spring training, which for season 54, spring training would be April 3rd. So, yeah, literally for about 3 weeks, almost 4 weeks, you would have a player, you wouldn't have any chance to see them out on the field. And so, to kind of cover that middle area where rest of the PBE is doing postseason and off season, we made Prospect League give not only players a chance to see themselves, see their player in action, but also, just like what we're doing right now, like literally right now, gives you, the new users, people who are new to our league, especially if you're new to sim leagues in general, which I have been there. Just to give you an idea of my history, I have not, before I joined PBE, I did not know a sim league even existed. It was like a whole new world when I ran into PBE, because I do play OOTP in general, so it was a Twitch stream that brought me to PBE, and I felt like a whole new world. I was like, wait a minute, you can actually do these things this way? Like, oh my gosh, it just opened up a whole thing for me. And I had a lot of questions. Now, I did not have, when I first joined, I joined too late. I was a waiver. So I did not play on opening day. I didn't have Prospect League. I didn't have those chances to ask questions, like you all do now. I was very thankful, though. Shout out to Anik. Anik was like, I got drafted to state, or I didn't get drafted. I got picked up on waivers to state college. And Anik and Unconfident were the GMs at the time. And Anik, who is currently one of the GMs for Boise, by the way, and also part of minor league HO, um, like, Anik was amazing. I was set up. I will say this, and especially for this current class, the forums are a bit. If you're the type of person you're having a hard time around on the forums and trying to find a way around, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. It took me a solid month. However, you have another wrench in that. We are actually going to have a new forum, and I believe we're still set for season 55 on that. So, which means next season is going to be our last season using the forums as we're using them now. So there'll be a new site. It'll be new for everybody, including yours truly. And once I find my way around those forums and whatnot, I will definitely. One thing we used to do on Prospect League streams that I haven't done in a hot minute. At the end of each Prospect League stream, I would do like a demo. I'd pick something. So, for example, I did save the clip. It should be on our Twitch channel. We have a tool called the Updater tool. If you're a visual person like me, which sometimes I'm visual, sometimes I can just base it off of reading the instructions. It really just depends. There is also I did do a video, I clipped it of me doing an update on my player in the Updater tool, and I know some people do still use that clip to this day. I will eventually, once we get the new forms going, I will also include, once I get my bearings on it, be sure to include some tutorials on that, include with our prospect league streams in the future. Um, but it's all about the new users for prospect league. I mean, it's a lot to take in. It is a lot to take in. It's a perfect opportunity to ask questions. Let me know if that answers your question or if you want me to kind of expand on anything. GT probably, and I'm gonna get you mixed up. There's another GT that I know of in OTP land, and I'm one of these times I'm gonna get you mixed up with them because I'm just gonna keep seeing GT and I'm gonna think of the other one. So if I say GT Sundown, it's nothing personal, it's just my brain. You're not too late, and in fact, even though I mean, I'll put it to you this way: technically, you missed out on it, and I'm mental mathing, so my number might not be it's gonna be close, but it's not gonna be probably exact. You probably missed out on like 10 TPE, maybe a little bit less. Um, and to be frank, you're not gonna miss it. You're really not going to miss it because you can easily make up that 10 TPE with we also do what we call prime time, which for you all, if you're new to the league, you've never seen this yet. You'll see it next season. Next season, you will be able to participate in that. But every week of the regular season, which there's 4 of them, there's certain games you fill out a Google form and you pick the winner. It's like a pick 'em, and you get TPE based on the results of that. Also, at the beginning of the season, we also have a predictions that you can do, and I highly, highly recommend you do them, where you get to predict the order of the divisions, and you also get TPE for that. My point is, if you nail the predictions for, we'll say 3, 4 seasons in a row, you're going to easily make up that 10 TPE loss. So that's why I say you're not going to miss it. You're not too late. You can easily make up that 10 deficit very quick, just keep, make, and also a lot of y'all are not familiar. If you're new to the league, you're not going to be familiar with which teams are good and things of that nature. That's why once you do get drafted to a minor league team, generally they will help you out with those two. And thank you. Yes, we also have predictions for playoffs as well where you can get TPE. But a lot of you are new. You're not familiar with, the teams and what have you. Don't freak out. 9 times out of 10, your minor league Discord server, once you are drafted to a team, your GMs and other people, because we do also have recreates, as we call them, people, veterans of the league. A lot of times, those veterans are also very helpful when it comes to predictions and what have you and giving their opinions. So you're definitely not missing out. I don't want anybody here feeling like they're missing out on TPEs or TPs, as one of the people on my team likes to call them. So you have plenty of opportunities, plenty of opportunities to make it up. Oh, and I guess while I'm talking about Prospect League, because we do have some new folks. One other thing I would like to point out, that I always try to point out. This is two very big points actually. This is a completely separate file from the main PBE file. That's one thing. Secondly, if your player does terrible in Prospect League, it has, and I cannot emphasize this enough, zero, absolutely zero bearing on where you are drafted. If there's a minor league GM that drafts based on Prospect League numbers, it's a bold strategy, Cotton. We'll see if it pays off for him. If you do bad in Prospect League, do not freak out. Please do not freak out. It is all about, well, Southworth does so, but you don't have to worry about that for another year. You don't have to worry about that for another year. Oh, also, I did forget one housekeeping. If you're watching for the first time, you may notice names with asterisks next to them and names without asterisks next to them. Names with asterisks next to them are legacy players. The ones without asterisks are prospects, and I cannot believe that we now have had two hitters tonight. I believe this was another combined two hitter. I see Beware Strikes was pitching, so a combined two hitter. Wes will take the win 6-0 over the South. And if I didn't answer all the questions, don't worry. We will have more opportunities all next week when we do more Prospect League. There will be more opportunities for Ask the Booth. So if you have questions, and also between now and our next stream, you have a chance. And yeah, nobody got a save. Kind of hard when you're 6-0. Um, but if you have questions that are more urgent, feel free to use the rookie Discord. Lots of mentors in there, happy to answer your questions. As okay, I saw the prediction thing pop up, and I was like, Southworth's here. I wonder if he's gonna. Is this a meme? But no, you're paying it out. My bad. My bad. All right, we got one last box score before we wrap it up. North and the East. One of these teams will finish tonight's stream at 500. Oh, see, you know what? If I'm going to misclick a button, I'd rather misclick that button. There we go. East will get the win, 6-3. Farnsworth 2 for 5 for the East. Duckley Jr. 1 for 4 with a RBI and a run scored. Jody Quinn Jr. 1 for 4 as well with a solo home run, their 7th of Prospect League. And then on the North, Nick the Third 1 for 4. Gator McGraw 1 for 4 as well as Chris Gaines. And then Munson 2 for 4. 2 RBIs, their 4th home run of Prospect League. It was a 2-run home run. Corrigan will be your wing pitcher. Barry Ball's the loss. Ira Moore gets a hold. Mikey Weiser the save. David Corrigan is your player of the game. Actually, let me back out and then save because I always do that. And it throws me off. There we go. All right. Your standings to finish out. Actually, you know what? Before I even do that, because I already know I'm going to forget. Where's the button? Let me do my part of the index. We will let you know in the rookie Discord once the index is fully updated and ready to view. So just stay tuned on that. And then you will be able to see how your players did in other games. So that's what it is. You're busy being the index siren. How come you're not in the booth with me? You didn't sign up with me. You let me hang on Friday. You know what? You're forgiven because you made me, even though we can't see passes, beautiful headshot. The world gets to see marbles. Yes, Chadwick Chadwick updated my nameplate. So instead, you all get to see marbles. Because let's be honest, y'all just like me for the marbles, which is okay because I have a lot of fun doing marbles every Sunday. We do marbles every Sunday. This week, no exception, 1 p.m. Eastern. And now we'll look at the standings and figure out who we're rating. First to last 7 games, we still got 14 games left to play in the regular season. West had a great stream from what it looks like. They have extended the lead 4 games over the East, but East and North separated by 1. In fact, from East to the South, 2nd to 4th, only separated by 3 games. So there's still some jockeying around for positioning. But will anybody catch up to the West? Will anybody catch up to the West? that is it for our streaming tonight. That is it for us. It looks like Franchise Time Machine is up. Next PBE stream tomorrow. Tomorrow at I said the time earlier and I already forgot it. 1 p.m. Eastern. Minor League World Series. Jacob and Max in the booth. I do not remember offhand who are our World Series matchups this year. I'm looking at the sheet, which doesn't have the team names, so I don't remember actually. I know it's none of the teams I'm involved with. Oh yes, so yeah, New York and Cancun for the majors, the Bears and the Hep Kitties for your minor league World Series. Oh, and don't forget Marble Sunday, Prospect League. Prospect League. Next time we'll be here together again. Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern, sharp. Don't be late. Don't be late. All right, let's go right in to Franchise Time Machine. And I'm gonna say, I guess nobody wanted to talk about their March Madness bracket, so I'm gonna assume y'all are like me and your brackets are struggling. Been there, done that, got the bumper sticker. Have a good night, PBE land, and we'll see you tomorrow. World Series Saturday, doubleheader. Be there.